Alright, hi everyone. Let's go down to Pattern Focus and find a new pattern, shall we? We did that apple one yesterday, so Akira is a new one for us. I've not seen that one. That's pretty cool though. Very graphic. Looks like, from a distance, looks like, you know, crossword puzzle. So what are we going to do? Obviously it's a grid pattern. It's by Katsuri Das. So step number one, we're going to make ourselves a grid. And then within that grid, we're going to put in the corner a square like that. And then that's in those two. And then on these two, we're going to do this corner the other way. So it makes like a stair step here. And then we're going to fill those in. Then, on these ones, we're going to make lines going this way. And on these ones, we're going to make lines going this way. So that it ends up looking like that. So some going one way, some going the other. And that's what it looks like when you have them all filled in. That's very interesting. It just looks like one of those ones that's going to be very zen to draw. So let's get that started. I'm going to turn on my light. Pardon the glare. Sorry, folks. Alright, so this is clearly just a simple square grid. I need to sharpen my pencil. It's looking a little peaked here. I do like to kind of give myself a pencil grid to start with, just because I find it easier to divide my tile that way. I'm going to give myself a border. And then approximately half. I'm going to do that. Approximately half. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do half of that. And half of that. And half of this. And half of this. And then when I do that, I can see where, like, that one's not straight. I can kind of see where I'm way off. I've got a bit of a curve. And I can try to straighten that up with my pencil, or I can just straighten it up as I draw my pen lines, but it gives me a place to start. I think that will work just fine. Okay, so I'm actually going to make a bolder line for my initial grid. And then I'm going to use my thinner pen to come back and do the other lines. I think that will look interesting. So I want this outside border. I want to make it relatively straight, which is actually pretty hard for me. I like organic because I don't have to try to be straight. That was pretty straight for me. Okay, let's do about half. Like that. And about half. Like that. That looks pretty straight for me. That looks like the right place there. And that looks like the right place there, like that. And then this one about here. Are they pretty square? I think for me, I've done a pretty darn good job. I know they're not perfect, but they're not bad. So, this one, you know what I think it will be easier for me to do is I'm going to make myself a pencil line for my diagonals here. Because that will help me make my square in the corner more square. Because I can figure out a square better. Yeah, like that and like that. And then this one will be like this and like this. It'll be like every other one. That and that and that and that. Yeah. Okay. And then this row here. There's no shame in using the pencil to try to figure out where things go. Now I'm going to turn it around because I find it easier to do the corner up in that corner. So those are going to connect. These are going to connect. That's going to connect like that. This is going to connect there. This is going to connect here. Right? This is this one. And this is that one. Like that. So you want zigzags. Okay, I'm going to draw those and fill them in. Might be easier for me to fill it in with my brush pen, which I'm just going to go ahead and draw all the way down the zigzag. Since I pre-planned it with my pencil, I can do that, and that way I know that they will attach to one another properly. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to fill in these little squares with my brush pen. I'm going to come back here with my pencil eraser, my kneaded eraser, and erase all that pencil. Now I don't need it. Get my bigger brush pen and fill in those squares. This just makes it a little bit faster for me. If you get that Zen thing for coloring in with the smaller one, go for it. I don't. So I just get impatient. So I'm just going to color in with my brush pen. I may have to go back with my other pen and fix those little corners. You'll note that I do turn my tile a lot because I want to hold my pen at a natural angle for me rather than trying to twist my hand like this and get the pen going like a weird... See, I could leave the paper and then try to make my hand fit the space, but number one, it's harder to do. I can't control my pen as well, and it's awkward, and it will hurt over time. It will hurt your wrist. So you want to just turn your paper, and that's much easier. Make your hand be in a natural position and turn your paper to match the angle of your hand. Because unless you're like in a confined area where you can't turn your paper, there's no reason why you shouldn't be turning your page. Contractors are doing an awesome job in my backyard. They're finished for the day. They got a lot done today. A lot. He is doing his best to get the grading just right so that it complies with the city ordinances. Hopefully his measurements are coming out right so that when he does call the city inspector out to do the permit, that he doesn't have anything that he needs to correct. We hope. Because correcting would be bad. The city has an ordinance that for a retaining wall, let's say you have a 3-foot retaining wall, then the closest to the property line that 3-foot retaining wall can be is 3 feet. If you have a 5-foot high retaining wall, then the retaining wall needs to be 5 feet from the property line. So we want our wall about 3 to 3.5 feet away from property line. So he's got to create the grading in my backyard in such a way that the wall will be only 3 feet high. Oh, he's got to rearrange some dirt. It's not impossible. He just needs to make sure he's doing the right thing. My husband does not like the dirt that's in our backyard anyways. It never was really good dirt in the way of, you know, any kind of amended soil. It's just, yeah, we live in the bottom of a riverbed, and we have mud for dirt. We don't have dirt. So don't know what to do with my phone. It keeps telling me I'm at a space. I don't like this new phone. It doesn't have a very good camera, and apparently it doesn't have a lot of space. I didn't know that when I bought this, or I wouldn't have probably chosen this one. But, oh well, I'll live with it for a while. If it really bugs me, I'll save up and buy a new phone. Really didn't want to spend that much money on a phone, but I guess there's a reason why you spend that much money on a phone. Okay, so now to figure out what goes where in the way of lines. Just has to go every other one, correct? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do this one going this way. I'm going to start here. Work my way this direction. Now this will be very zen. Just like that. And then they go the other way. like that. And so forth and so on until we have filled the tile. So that should be pretty simple to do. Like that. Okay. The computer froze up on me over here. Sorry. I'm trying to adjust things as... Oop. I need this. Okay. Sorry. Had things I had to do. So how's your new year going so far? Mine's going okay so far. Don't know how it's gonna pan out at work because, you know, they were supposed to have cut hours the beginning of the new year. Because, you know, that happens every new year in retail. You know, you ramp up slowly throughout the year until you have more and more hours getting closer and closer to Christmas. And then come January, they slash the budget. Because supposedly people stop shopping in January because they've bought everything in December. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. I've been so busy. So I don't know if they're going to adjust our hours or not. But my manager went ahead and I was originally scheduled for 23 regular hours plus the 8-hour holiday for New Year's. And I ended up working I don't know. He penciled me in for Friday. He had me stay extra yesterday. So I think I ended up with $36 or 37 hours plus the 8 hours of holiday. So I still ended up with more hours than he thought he was going to pay me. So he's already, we only had 1 week into the new year and he's already busted his budget for his hours, unless he actually had banked a few, which there's always that possibility. This has to go which way? This way, right? Keep track of which direction I'm going. I forgot to put the new piece of paper under, so this blue piece of paper that I've got behind for January is beautiful little light robin's egg blue piece of paper, but it had somehow got a little warped. I don't know. So it's got a tiny bit of a bump to it that is not in my tile. Gotta kind of really hold down my tile so I don't get that bump. That bump causes a little bit of an issue. Look how pretty that is, though. It's been a very zen experience, I think. All these lines are just easy. You don't have to think too terribly hard. Just try to get them kind of straight and kind of evenly spaced. Looks good. Okay, so that one's that way, so this one's going this way. And you just have to go every other square and turn your tile. Trying to think if there's anything newsy to tell you guys. Other than my construction, there's not a whole lot going on around here. My son's starting his senior project for college. That'll be interesting. Has a lot to do with electronics and circuitry. I understand it not. Not one little bit. But he does, which is the whole point. We've got all these tiny, teeny, tiny little circuitry pieces all over the place down there. He's absconded with the dining room table, which is fine because I moved my stuff up here to the spare bedroom while the construction's going on because it's really loud back there. And yeah, I just have no idea what he's doing. I don't understand his project. But I know it's got little bits and pieces and wires and circuitry, and he's building something from scratch. Apparently it came in a kit, and he's missing a 100 ohm resistor, whatever that is, or something like that. I don't know. He's missing one or two pieces, so he's kind of on hold. Apparently whatever he's building is going to be is definitely senior project worthy. I'm hoping he got permission to do this senior project before he just got jumped in and started it. I don't really know. He's a lot like I am. He tends to take on more than he can chew. So I hope he hasn't done that with this. But he is also a lot like I am, and he's able to persevere and get through a challenging task. So I think he'll be fine. You know, I'm just being the worried mama bear because, you know, that's what we do as mama bears, right? Okay. That's the one. I like it. Oops. I just turned my phone off. Come on. Can't write down the name of it if I have turned off the phone. Akira. A-K-I-R-A. That's the pattern. You can incorporate it into a shape. You know, if I'd used the string from string number 60, I could have put it in here, in those spots. Or I could have done it around the outside, which would have been actually rather cool. I probably should have thought about that. But it's too late now. I've done it this way. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one was pretty simple to do. If you don't know how to draw the little thing in the corner, if that was too difficult, you know, you could always draw the pencil grid and just make it smaller like that, and then just color in every other square like that. You know what I mean? So then you would have 4 in one, and then just color in one corner, every other corner. Anyway, either way will work. You guys do what you need to do to make your drawing the way you want your drawing to be. That's the important part, right? Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a couple more done today, because tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to have a quiet moment. So, let's see what happens. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.